They say that you can tell a leader by who is following. It makes this really fun because we have a room full of leaders and everyone is following and everyone can't wait to catch up with everyone else. So it's lovely to have you all here today. And welcome. My name's Karen Cleveland and I'm the CEO of Leadership Fairfax, and it is my pleasure to welcome you here today. You know, I hesitate to say this, but this really is my favorite event because it is so near and dear to the mission of Leadership Fairfax to develop, engage, inspire, and connect community leaders. So watching everybody get together and reconnect here is really powerful. But most importantly, it's our one time a year where we really shine a light on people within the community who are living and breathing our mission every single day. And what's really fun is reading all of the nominations. People are nominated by their peers. And so to read these nominations often about people or organizations that are way under the radar screen. And so we really get to know new people and what they are actually doing out in the community.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Bring that down a little bit.
Thank you so much. As I've liked to state before, I'm AP, the outreach representative for U.S. Senator Mark Warner, which makes me the much shorter female Asian version of the very tall Senator Warner. But I do have a letter of greeting from the senator who wishes that he was here today that I would like to read to you. Dear friends, I'm pleased to extend warm greetings to all who are gathered for Leadership Fairfax's 22nd Annual Northern Virginia Leadership Awards. This event provides a wonderful opportunity to network with fellow community leaders and celebrate those individuals and organizations who have made tremendous contributions to Fairfax County. Today's honorees have given their time and talents to ensure the prosperity of their neighbors and the region as a whole. I commend you for your leadership and encourage each of you to remain committed to the betterment of the Commonwealth. So on this important occasion, I'm very pleased to join with your families, friends, and community in wishing Leadership Fairfax the very best for a fulfilling and successful celebration. Sincerely, Mark Warner, United States Senator.
Thank you very much.
Well, good afternoon. I had a choice today. I could join the latest effort by my friends on the other side of the aisle to depose James Comey, former FBI director, or go to Leadership Fairfax. The choice wasn't even close. Anyway, it's great to be back here. I love this program, and I just applaud everybody who's involved in it, our sponsors and our leadership and our participants. Leadership Fairfax is one of the best programs I've experienced, and I've experienced other leadership programs around the state and in other parts of the country even. I think it really prepares you well for understanding the dynamics of how it works. You know, I'll take an educated electorate every day of the week. The more informed people are, frankly, the easier our jobs all become. And we particularly focus, although not exclusively, on local government, and for good reason. Local government is the level of government that provides services. And it's ironic that it's sort of the most despised level of government in some ways. It has the least voter participation in that election cycle. And yet, local government controls almost everything that matters to us. Jobs, how we get to jobs, how we educate our children, quality of life, law enforcement, and the environment we create. Somebody once said, local government exists to satisfy the annoyed without annoying the satisfied. And I think that's kind of true, don't you, Kevin? I mean, it's always threading that needle. It's also a level of accountability that is absolute. In local government, everybody knows where you live. They've got your phone number. they've got your email address, and they know whether that pothole got filled or it didn't. School test scores are up or they're down. Crime rate is up or it's down. And that street light is working or it isn't. And they're never shy about coming to see you. Penny Gross tells a true story, where she had a constituent who died. She was at the wake, and the body is in the casket. And Penny goes up to the widow and says, "I'm so sorry, and if there's anything we can do, you let me know." To which the widow says, "Well, you know, that street light in the cul-de-sac is still out." But I love that. It's the accountability, though. We're used to saying, at this level of government, you got to get it done. You got to get it done. And that's the ethos. And, when I was in county government, I kind of came up with a mantra of 3 things that I think describe leadership, not only for local government, for any level of government, for any leadership post. You got to have mission, passion, and metrics. You got to have a clear enunciation of what is it we're about, what do we want to accomplish. If you don't have that, it's kind of murky. And it's awfully hard to marshal the resources, especially the staff, behind something that's too big. Secondly, you've got to have passion, you personally. If you don't have passion, how are you going to inspire others to the cause, to the mission? And you've got to really mean it, and you've got to exude it. And then finally, you've got to have metrics. You've got to be able to measure it. Are we succeeding or are we not? Are we meeting our goals? Now, that implies some accountability too, because for politicians, there's always the danger that if you set an ambitious metric and you fall short, instead of people saying he almost got there, they say he failed. He didn't meet that goal. And that's a risk, but accountability is always a risk. So Leadership Fairfax, I hope, is talking about those kinds of things, and I know you are, and enriching us as a community by adding to the number of people who really understand better how the system works, how it should work, when it fails, why it fails, and how we can make it better. And that's what has made Fairfax County really the envy of the United States in terms of a community that works, that's inclusive and welcoming and functioning. And it's one of the great local governments in the United States, and I'm proud to have been part of it, and I'm proud that many of you will be too. Thank you so much, and happy holidays. I forgot. I did put in the Congressional Record a certificate of recognition for all of our awardees today. Maggie Parker, Major Tyler Corey, Kerry Wilson, Homemade Northern Virginia, Custom Mink, and Dr. Mary Ann Panarelli. Congratulations to all of you.
As soon as I find my page, well, I feel distinguished. Good afternoon, first of all. Dr. Panarelli has dedicated her professional life to working with students, families, and staff in an inviting, collaborative, and equitable manner to create and implement strong prevention and intervention programs and services for school community stakeholders. Her role as the Fairfax County Public Schools Director of Intervention and Prevention Services provides Mary Ann responsibility for non-traditional school programs, psychology and social work services, and student safety and wellness. Building tangible relationships with county, district, central, and school staffs affords Mary Ann opportunities to ensure that a continuum of programs and services are available to all of our students to meet their academic, social, emotional, and transitional needs. What you really need to know about my friend Mary Ann is that she is tireless, innovative, and courageous in her pursuit of excellence in our education system, Fairfax County Public Schools. She has demonstrated vision and innovation by creating synergy with central and school personnel to train students, to train staffs and families on restorative justice practices. By implementing and utilizing these practices in our schools, discipline issues have substantially decreased, Positive communication, interactions, and behavior among students, staffs, and families have significantly increased. Dr. Panarelli has demonstrated creativity through her efforts, working to increase awareness and provide training to students, staffs, and families on addressing and reducing bullying and harassment. Her work includes manuals, protocols, lesson plans, training, and presentations. Serving as a fierce advocate for mental health and wellness, Mary Ann coordinated the first aid mental health and cognitive training for staff and students. In her role as the Energizer Bunny, Mary Ann led another multi-agency effort that resulted in the Children's Systems of Care Blueprint for Behavioral Health. It is safe to say that Mary Ann is a true systems leader whose legacy will be the health and well-being of our next generation. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to present the Educational Leadership Award to Dr. Mary Ann Panarelli.
When they told me I was going first, I said, well, then whatever I say must be what needs to be said. It really is an honor and very humbling to receive such an award, especially in the presence of such a room full of leaders. I'd like to thank Teresa Johnson, my current supervisor, and many mentors and supervisors I've had through the school system over the course of many years, for they give me the opportunity to try new things and to lead many important initiatives, and also to participate with people across the county as we work together to try to meet the needs of our kids. I've also been blessed, the things that they said that I led. Of course, when you're leading, it means that there's a whole team behind you of people who are creating those websites and those materials and everything else. And I've really been blessed to work with incredibly committed and passionate individuals who believe that together we can be of service, and that that service will ensure that every single child living in Fairfax County will feel a deep sense of belonging, safety, and respect, know that they're loved, and be delighted every day by something new that they learn. Thank you for this recognition and for the contributions of your time and talent that each of you give for helping our children thrive. Thank you.
I am very pleased to recognize and present the Corporate Leadership Award to Custom Inc. Custom Inc. is so much more than a t-shirt company. Founded in 2000 and headquartered in Northern Virginia, they are a fast-growing, forward-thinking company. Their website states, and I love this, "We're passionate about custom gear, but what we love even more is helping you bring what you love to life." This inspiring organization established their Three Hearts Initiative as the charitable giving and community relations arm of Custom Inc. to support their important corporate value of philanthropy. The Three Hearts volunteer teams are comprised of team members called Inkers at all 5 Custom Inc. locations, and each team decides how they choose to support their local community, and they do that 100% of the time. They lead their own efforts. In 2018, over 140 Fairfax location Inkers have given over 775 hours of service to the Northern Virginia community and partnered with 21 nonprofits. One example of a local activity is when the Fairfax Inker team hosted an in-office bowling event to support Northern Virginia Family Service, their bowl-a-thon. Without leaving the office, they bowled in their office. They raised over $2,000 in over 4 bowling sessions. In addition, the team collaborated with their vendor network to sponsor t-shirts for the bowl-a-thon, a $5,000 retail value in t-shirt sponsorship. And Cheryl told me that she actually came up with the idea of doing it in the office. On a personal note, 8 years ago, my husband Michael and I were here for this event because Leadership Fairfax was honoring our daughter Nikki, who was receiving the Nonprofit Education Leadership Award. She was 17 years old, had been diagnosed with cancer 7 months earlier, and she had recently started the Bite Me Cancer Foundation. One of the very first corporate sponsors for Bite Me Cancer was Custom Inc. I had met Mark Katz, the co-founder and CEO, at an event, And he asked how he could help with our Teen Support Bag program, where our bags would be delivered to teenagers battling cancer across the country. He offered some meetings with Nikki and me, and he came up with the idea for a free t-shirt coupon that would go in every bag. Our bags have now been given to almost 5,200 teenagers with cancer across the country, and Custom Inc. has remained committed to our support bag program, even throughout their tremendous growth and the formation of their Three Hearts program. This year, they offered to do even more, and we are currently partnering with them on some great new items for our bag at extremely reduced costs. Their Three Hearts representatives and the Fairfax location staff have been extremely caring and helpful to us. It is with great pride we present the 2018 Corporate Leadership Award to Custom Inc.
Okay, another short one. That's beautiful. Thank you, Sharon. I'm so excited, so proud to be here with my team member, Christine Eden, in the back. We are always pleasantly surprised and greatly honored when we are publicly recognized for what we do so privately in the office. We're just inkers in there having fun, doing good, hoping to make an impact with our neighbors, and we are thrilled when we see the evidence that we are doing that. So thank you very, very much. I just wanted to share a couple more examples of the great work that our inkers are doing in the office and outside the office. We are working more to promote volunteerism in their own communities as well. We, like the bowling, we have worked with, like she said, over 21 different local nonprofits. We work with Shelter House, who supports victims of domestic violence. We were the sponsor for the first t-shirt sponsor for the golf tournament they've run for 18 years. And we've run 2 or 3 different events for them. We support breast cancer awareness. We have a Think Pink Week. We donate to American Cancer Society and Nova Health Foundation. We go out to do Relay for Life. We support the local pantry, Food for Others. We go and bag products there. We've actually brought trucks of products into our cafe so the inkers could come on their break and make packages for kids' lunches, homeless families, however we can make it work. In light of a banner year when Custom Inc. has grown tremendously as a company, we have been able to put in less hours, but we found a way to maintain the impact, and I'm very proud of our inkers for doing that. We run biannual blood drives in our office, so we're able to collect about 100 units of blood, helping about 300 families, save about 300 lives. Super thrilled. We do plan to work more with Bite Me Cancer. Next year, we're actually planning a program. We work with Special Olympics, pull the plane. We're doing a polar plunge. Not me. To raise money for Special Olympics. Those type of activities make it so much fun to do good. And we found that that really is a motivating factor for us. So you can have your cake and eat it too. And we continue to strive to do even more. We thank you so much.
Well, if you're going to repeat it, let's do it better than that. Good afternoon. There we go. Thank you, Casey. Thank you, Kevin. It's an honor for me to be able to present this award on multiple levels. One, Northern Virginia Family Service has certainly been the beneficiary of the incredible work that Homemade Northern Virginia has been doing in this community for so many years. And as a former board member, I've certainly seen the impact from the leadership level as well of how incredible it is when a team of home builders come together to do good in the community. With Homemade's focus on convening stakeholders to serve individuals and families experiencing homelessness in our region, they embody the spirit of collaboration and partnership that the Regional Leadership Award represents. So their motto is both simple and powerful. Homemade brings together local homeless shelters and other nonprofit service providers with the home builder community to build and renovate homeless shelters and supportive housing facilities. By convening a range of stakeholders, Homemade is able to leverage diverse resources that together help rebuild lives for individuals and families who are experiencing homelessness. Homemade Northern Virginia is the nonprofit arm of the Northern Virginia Building Industry Association and is a chapter of Homemade America. So locally, Homemade Northern Virginia has completed 127 projects since its founding in 2001. I see Carrie saying, wow, exactly. Wait, this one's even better. Ready? These projects enhance and expand supportive and affordable housing in Northern Virginia region and represent a local investment in our community of more than $15.7 million. So here are just a few examples of their successful endeavors recently. Homemade's building partners transformed an 8,900 square foot house in Fairfax County that is owned and operated by Final Salute. This beautifully renovated home will provide housing for 10 formerly homeless women veterans and their children. Homemade mobilized home builders and trade partners to build a new 5,000 square foot home on Youth for Tomorrow's campus in Bristow, Virginia. This residence now houses girls ages 11 to 17 who are pregnant, homeless, runaways, or survivors of sex trafficking. Now, Homemade's builders renovated the kitchen and bathrooms of Pathway Homes townhouse in Reston, providing housing and supportive services to 4 women with serious mental illness and other co-occurring disabilities. Homemade's completed projects allow its nonprofit partners to stretch their funds to better support the vulnerable individuals and families that we all serve in this community. The incredibly generous home builders are nationally recognized professionals who strategize with their competitors and lead individual projects paid for out of their own pockets, and in collaboration with their suppliers and trade companies. Now, beyond construction and renovation, Homemade Northern Virginia provides expertise in building codes, permitting, contracting, and more while connecting the nonprofit organizations with professional builders ready and able to tackle the project for free or at significantly reduced cost. Homemade also pushes the boundary of its mission to have an impact beyond the bed. For example, as many incoming residents arrive at a Homemade constructed housing property with very few personal items or furniture, Homemade launched the Fill the Fridge initiative to provide gift cards to local grocery stores. Similarly, its Welcome Home baskets provide kitchenware and toiletries to help incoming residents have the essentials they need from the moment they arrive. Homemade has worked with Loud and Hunger Reliefs, Axe Women Empowerment Center in Prince William County, and Community Lodgings in Alexandria. So many of the partners here in this room today, the nonprofit community, creating gathering spaces, classrooms, offices for clients to meet with caseworkers, welcoming spaces for mentoring, nutritious meals, ESL, parenting classes, and so much more. So Homemade Northern Virginia is a wonderful example of what can be possible when a specific industry in our community leverages its membership, and in this case, the home building community, and invests their talents and generosity right here in our community to serve our neighbors in need. Kristen and Mike, congratulations on this well-deserved honor.
Wow, Stephanie, hearing you say it, it sounds so much better, and it's sort of, now I don't have very many notes. Thank you, and it was very cool to have you. You were the one that actually got to hand this over, so thank you, that means a lot. A huge thank you to all of you for being here, huge thank you, and also to Leadership Fairfax, to the team and the board. Obviously, I'm honored to be part of the LFI this year, and so I'm learning a lot for that, yes. Some of my team members are here today, so it's really cool to see that too. So thank you. But I just wanted to, so she pretty much covered all of what I had as far as statistics and numbers and our programs. But hearing it sort of brings it all full circle, because the amount of people that it takes to do the projects we've done, and I actually went back and pulled the numbers, And yeah, we've done a ton of projects, and that's across 9 counties and municipalities. But Fairfax, we've done 61 projects just in Fairfax County to the tune of $3 million. And when I pulled I actually did the percentage to see how much we had saved those shelters that we had done those projects for, it was 95%. So those projects were, talk about donations. And I mean, it's the expertise, it's the time, it's the product. We've even, in the last couple of years, had a couple staging companies who have now come in behind us. So as part of our project, we're not just turning over this beautiful space for families and individuals and children to heal, we're now filling it with furniture. And of course, that doesn't happen every single time, but what a relief to that homeless shelter or that nonprofit organization to take that off their plate, right? So it's been incredible. And so, we look across the board, 50 local builders have done projects for us over the last 17 years, and hundreds of trade partners, foundations, companies who all come together. All these groups come together to help us do the work we do. And it's incredibly powerful to see humans come together to give a hand up to other humans. And with our service, it's to nonprofits, which it's different for a nonprofit. Our whole model is to serve other providers who are doing the hard work. They're on the front lines, for lack of better words. And we get to help them. We get to take off those construction worries, take them off their plate, which is really kind of a neat thing. It's amazing, sometimes we have trade partners or we'll have somebody speak, and they do this every day. That's just what they do. They fix buildings, they're building buildings, Mike can attest to that. But things like black mold, things like pests, structural issues that just, a lot of the providers don't necessarily have the budgets to make sure that's done right and and they don't have the time or energy to actually put into it. So I just think it's really powerful, and thank you, Stephanie, again, for all your kind words and for letting me hear that, because usually I'm the one saying it, and when I hear it, it's just really neat to sort of hear how many people are involved in our work. So a huge thank you. I'm honored to be here, and I have my whole team here, my whole full-time team. And then several of our board members are here too as well, so thank you for your support. And again, to all the partners in the room, all the familiar faces that I work with. And and congratulations to the other honorees. Really appreciate this. Thank you.
Congratulations. Good afternoon. Congratulations to all of today's awardees. Hello, friend. Carrie Wilson is CEO of Cornerstones and its affiliate, Cornerstones Housing Corporation, and has 35 years of experience in health and human services advocacy, public health policy, and nonprofit management. Prior to joining Cornerstones in 2001, she was the National Vice President of Government Relations for the American Cancer Society, working on issues relating to healthcare and cancer prevention and control in women, minorities, and the medically underserved. Carrie has served in leadership positions on nonprofit boards and government task forces, including the highly regarded Meyer Foundation, as a board member of the Greater Reston Chamber of Commerce, Dulles Regional Chamber of Commerce, Virginia Housing Alliance, and the Virginia Nonprofit Leadership Council. She serves as co-chair of Fairfax County's Affordable Housing Advisory Committee, or AHAC, appointed by the Fairfax County Board of Supervisors. The AHAC recommends strategy for increasing housing development and provided key oversight for a local housing trust fund that preserved 2,400 units of affordable housing. How about that? Carrie has served in multiple capacities overseeing implementation of the Fairfax Falls Church Community Partnership to prevent and end homelessness, an effort resulting, I think it's amazing, in 47% reduction in homelessness since 2008. 47%. Cornerstones and Carrie have been honored as a Meyer Foundation Exponent Awardee and as a Bank of America Neighborhood Builder. Carrie was also named a Women Who Mean Business by Washington Business Journal, very high honor, and received the Leadership Fairfax Catherine K. Hanley Public Service Award for leading a community effort to establish a center and related services for day laborers. While her bio is impressive, to say the least, it really doesn't tell the whole story about Carrie Wilson. When Leidos relocated our headquarters to Reston, Virginia, and we really desired a nonprofit partner to support affordable housing and basic need programming where our employees live and work, Cornerstones rose to the top. For nearly 6 years now, our powerful relationship is resulting in new housing units for those in most need in the region, food and basic needs for our most vulnerable, as well as childcare and other critically needed human services. Cornerstones, with its incredible staff and thousands of volunteers at the forefront, led by Carrie, it truly is achieving its mission to provide hope for tomorrow today. They say you can spot a good leader by looking at who follows them. Everyone I know who has ever worked with Carrie Wilson will follow her anywhere. She immerses herself in all issues surrounding her clients. She is a visionary, always strategic, and a step ahead of everyone. Generous, perhaps to a fault, Carrie simply won't say no to an opportunity to engage around an important issue where there is hope and a solution to lift others up. Her passion and energy inspires others to act. She's so darn smart and challenges others to join her in finding solutions to complex issues and problems. Carrie Wilson demonstrates every day, literally 365 days a year, what it means to be the heart and soul of Reston. She truly helps fulfill that vision to be a community where all can live, work, and play. Congratulations, Carrie, on this much-deserved honor.
So you want me to pull this down? Thank you. So really, just to be here to celebrate with so many incredible people who are being honored today, so many of my friends. And I think over the years, I've been around for a while, and over the years, I've had the great experience of learning from many types of leaders. And hopefully some of that has, certainly I've tried to absorb it. My first day in the office at what was then Reston Interfaith, before I'd even sat down at my desk, I had a voicemail from Mary Agee saying, welcome to the job, meet us at somewhere next week because we have work to do. And Mary's the kind of leader that was always there for all of us. Kate Hanley and Patty Stevens introduced me to the county and helped me figure it out. And Karen Cleveland is always, as you can see, being here at Leadership Fairfax, someone that helps coach and mentor. And so many of us, as you've heard people say, just having that network, this means so much to be here in my own community. Custom Ink did the Kids of Reston t-shirts. Is a group of us, Herndon High School and South Lakes High School, Casey. But this is community. You heard about some of the incredible things Cornerstones has done, and it's the courage of this board of directors that I served with over the years that didn't flinch when we said, let's build a center where day laborers can work and where people will open their eyes, men and women just trying to provide for their families, or to take on the work with Mike and all of the partners, Mike O'Reilly, who chairs the governing board, to truly answer that question, say, yes, we can end homelessness, and they're all in this room. Or even for the board to say, step out, take the resources. When we brought together 8 nonprofits in a center where people trust and come into our community for help. And those have been some of the amazing things we've gotten to work on. Probably few of us in this room have had experience with being homeless. Many of us know people or perhaps have suffered the prison that mental illness can cause, and addiction, and maybe the stress when you talk to a mother who just can't figure out how to make ends meet for her family. And I think what I've learned the most from the incredible staff, and Mike mentioned them, and many of them are here, sorry. They're the ones that have taught me. Y'all laugh, you know I don't listen well, but I do listen. Sorry. I do listen, and I've learned from you all how to approach people and look them and see what's possible for them every day, and it's because of the amazing work that people do in our community. On occasion, I've been asked to give an invocation, and when my pastor stops rolling his eyes, I have come to the podium, and some of you have heard me say, and it's actually something that I start every morning with. It's a reflection that says, don't close your eyes, but open them to the great challenges and needs that are right there in the community. And don't bow your heads, but look up together, the incredible talent in this room, the ideas, the energy, the people in public service, all of the companies that bring people to the table, and see what we can do together. I truly believe this county, there is limitless opportunity for every person in this community, and we can do it together. So thank you. I treasure this award. Thank you.
Anyone who has driven to Dulles Airport in the past 10 years or so has watched Comstock companies create the urban transformation of what used to be just another set of interchanges. Chris Clementi and his team have worked hand in hand with Fairfax County, Loudoun County, the town of Herndon, and other Metro DC areas to create mixed-use public-private partnerships that will deliver on the promises of the Silver Line and the growing, vibrant complexity of this region. The Comstock tagline is pretty simple: live. You can't beat that for marketing punch. But my confidence in their capacity to deliver a lifestyle that is welcoming, inclusive, invigorating, and restorative is based on my friendship with the indomitable Maggie Parker. Maggie's title has changed over the years, but what she has indelibly been for all of us is Comstock's ambassador of enthusiasm. Her enthusiasm is boundless and contagious. She has been a champion not just for her great company, but for the values of its people. People who love where they work and who feel connected to more than their addresses. They feel connected to each other, to the ways a place feels like home, to the sense of community that is created when we foster kindness, openness, generosity, and creativity. You knew I would get the arts in here. Maggie creates connections both in her day job activities and in countless volunteer hours given to organizations throughout our region. Her efforts have strengthened the invisible bonds of community that connect our businesses, nonprofits, and the people we serve together. She has raised funds, led boards, shepherded strategic planning, and advanced goals for an amazing list of nonprofits and professional organizations. And there are some of them in your program: Reston Hospital, Loudoun County Chamber of Commerce, Dulles Corridor Rail Association, Arts Fairfax, Children's National Medical Center, Cornerstones, Greater Reston Chamber of Commerce, Greater Reston Arts Center, Reston Historic Trust, and Public Art Reston. It's a long list. Her expertise is sought by regional chambers of commerce and real estate professionals to illuminate issues. She is a relentless cheerleader for our region and its expanding economic development. Maggie has an uncanny knack for adding 2 + 2 to make 10 to achieve success. There are few people in Northern Virginia more able to lead challenging initiatives or to bring together diverse points of view to solve problems. But more than all of these gifts, I love Maggie Parker for her sense of humor and her enormous heart. Like so many of you, I love to be with her. She makes me laugh at life's absurdities. Maggie focuses on you like a laser when you need her, and she is the first to celebrate success when you achieve it. She is a consummate team player. She knows what we drink, and we know what she can cook. And I know I'm not alone in cherishing time with Maggie Parker. She fills so many of our lives with her joie de vivre, which is another way of saying she understands what life is for. She knows how to live. Ladies and gentlemen, the LFI Northern Virginia Regional Leader, Maggie Parker.
Pose for the camera first.
Lila, thanks so very much. I'm most appreciative of this recognition and honored to share the day in such august company. It's imperative to recognize, pardon me, what did I drop? I'm a klutz. But a happy klutz. It's imperative to recognize the outstanding community stakeholders that guide us and allow us to undertake leadership roles. Leadership Fairfax County staff, elected officials, our public safety team, the Reston Community Center, Cornerstones, the Reston Chamber, Public Art Reston, and all of our other incredible community resources that protect, provide, nurture, and call on us to better our region. Most importantly, I'm grateful for my employer, Comstock, whose commitment to the community affords me the opportunity to lead. This job is a true measure of Comstock's investment in the communities it builds. I did not study to become a leader. I came to it through osmosis. I was raised as a part of an amazing family, none of whom shirked responsibility. I'm fortunate that I'm able to continue to grow surrounded by mentors, brave, respectful, and fearless leaders who fill this room, each and every one of you, and our community. In closing, thanks again for this honor. Thank you, Lila, for your effervescent, overflowing congratulatory words. And thanks to my greatest mentor and fan, my mother, Peg, who would be 94 today, Pearl Harbor Day. She was sweet 16. Every day I recall her final words to her children, be kind to one another.
Good afternoon. I'm thrilled to be here in such great company. The Trustee Leadership Award recognizes a person who has demonstrated visionary leadership in the Northern Virginia community, a public servant who embraces new opportunities and takes innovative and collaborative approaches in pursuit of better outcomes. Sometimes trustees are highly visible spokespersons, and sometimes they are more like this year's honoree, who makes an impact on our community quietly as a leader, often behind the scenes. I am very honored to introduce my colleague and my classmate in the LFI class of 2008, Major Tyler Corey, who is the epitome of a community trustee and a servant leader. Tyler is extraordinarily active in his community while maintaining exceptionally high standards and performance in his senior leadership role as division commander in the Fairfax County Sheriff's Administrative Services Division. Tyler recently completed his board service for Volunteer Fairfax after 7 years, 2 of it as the chair of the board. He is only the 3rd director to be part of the Legacy Directors Group. His nominator, Craig Dubichar, LFI alumni 1993, says of Tyler, witnessing Tyler's leadership firsthand taught me a lot. His calm demeanor, strategic judgment, and respectful approach demonstrates effective leadership skills and the qualities of personal integrity. Beyond his leadership at Volunteer Fairfax, Tyler continues to lead a life of public service. When fellow officer Paul Maltiotti, also an LFI alum, passed away, Major Corey stepped up to continue the annual fundraising efforts for Patriot Elite Wrestling. He truly took on another's vision and hard work to ensure that the organization thrived in the future, another sign of a true and inspirational leader. Since assuming the leadership role on the board of Patriot Elite Wrestling Program, which is for college and high school wrestlers, Tyler has continued this organization, ensuring its stability and strength in the future. Another example of a behind-the-scenes commitment, Tyler freely gave up his lunch weekly for a year to deliver meals to the elderly through Meals on Wheels. Making this kind of commitment with the level of responsibilities he has at the Sheriff's Department is an inspiration to others, to all of us in our community, to serve those less fortunate than we are. Tyler received the A. Heath On Thank Award, which is the highest award bestowed on a county government employee. And this recognizes a public servant who has made a significant difference to improve county service and government. Tyler received this role received the On Thank Award for his role in developing the Community Labor Force program, which takes inmates from the jail out into the community to do work that otherwise public dollars would pay for, and also builds their skills and ability to resume a public life when they are out of jail. Tyler received a Valor Award from the Northern Virginia Chamber of Commerce for saving the life of an inmate. His colleagues at the Sheriff's Department and fellow members of the board of Volunteer Fairfax know that Tyler is level-headed in everything he does. He is well respected by those who work with him, whether it is job-related or in his many volunteer activities. Craig, his nominator, says that Tyler is simply an A1 individual with a heart of gold. It can be a challenge to lead a nonprofit board, even when everything is clicking like clockwork. But you can really tell what a leader is made of when they lead an organization through turbulent times. Tyler was the board president of Volunteer Fairfax during just such a time. His calm, steady demeanor and respectful attitude was exactly what the organization needed to make it through these tough times. Tyler sought solutions that he felt were right for the organization, even in the face of opposition and uncertainty. He is a role model for cool under pressure, and his style and attitude brought people together when it was needed most. This is the sign of a true leader and a community servant. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me thanking our Northern Virginia Community Trustee, Major Tyler Corey.
The famous poet and essayist Ralph Waldo Emerson said this: "The purpose of life is not to be happy, it is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well." And that's what this video is going to show you about living. We live in a very affluent area that affords many of us in this room the opportunity to live. We routinely celebrate life by living to the fullest extent possible. We live with vigor, enthusiasm, and celebrate life. But many of the less fortunate in our community, they don't live like we live. They merely survive day to day. Most everyone sitting here in this room today is a leader and a volunteer in some capacity. And we do more than survive every day. We enjoy life. We all enjoy life and what it has to offer. And to me, that video, which you didn't get to see today, speaks to me, and I know it'll speak to you when you get home and check that out. So all I wanted to do today was personally challenge every one of you in this room today to allow those that are less fortunate in this community the opportunity to live. Use your leadership skills, use your generosity, use your contacts, use your connections. Do what you got to do to let others experience life the way everybody in this room has experienced life. Go see a play, go to an art gallery, go to a sporting event, go check out some Christmas lights, go to a park, do whatever you need to do. I'm going to quote one more Emerson quote. I don't know why I like that guy, but He said this, "What lies behind you and what lies in front of you pales in comparison to what lies inside of you." So in closing, I just want to say, get out there. Get out there and live. Find your colleagues, find your neighbors, find your friends, find those that are in need, and allow them the opportunity to live. Thank you.
So once again, thank you all for coming. This is very meaningful that you participated. I have to tell you that I'm proud of Leadership Fairfax. I'm proud of what we're doing. I'm most particularly proud to be able to, honored to be able to be associated with the kind of leaders that we saw on the podium today. Let's give everyone another round of applause. If you don't know or you're just learning about Leadership Fairfax, check us out online, www.leadershipfairfax.org. If you are an alumni, stay involved, get involved. One of the best presents you can give for Christmas is make a nomination to the upcoming class of ELI or LFI or Extended Learning Program. The applications are going to come out in January, so we encourage you to encourage others in your organization to become involved. So again, I really appreciate all of your attendance and congratulations to the honorees. We do have one last bit of business. If at the end, if all of the honorees can come on back up here, and presenters, we'd like to get a photo of one last time. So again, happy holidays to everyone, and thank you so much for coming.
Leadership Fairfax develops community leaders from the business, nonprofit, government, and institutional sectors in Fairfax County. Together, we envision solutions to community issues. I'm Karen Cleveland. I encourage you to join in our mission to inspire, connect, develop, and engage leaders to impact issues facing Fairfax County and the region. We succeed in this mission by offering 3 programs designed to address leaders' needs at every stage of their professional career. The Leadership Fairfax Institute brings out the best in established leaders. Emerging Leaders Institute fosters leadership skills in mid-career professionals, and the Lifetime Leadership Program captures the experience and enthusiasm of seasoned professionals who are newly retired or considering retirement. The alumni of these programs are leaders who make a difference in our community every day and draw support, ideas, and encouragement from one another at our alumni engagement events. Our graduates connect the Fairfax community across all sectors, public, private, and nonprofit.
LFI is a unique intersection of businesses that push our economy, not-for-profits that focus on our needs, institutions that develop intellectual capital, and government that provides a forum for the possible.
I learned a great deal, not only about Fairfax County and its infrastructure, government, amenities, and challenges, but the addition of leadership competencies delivered by professional consultants and coaches during each LFI program provided a welcome opportunity for personal enrichment.
Dr. Maya Angelou was quoted as saying, "Do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better." The Emerging Leaders Institute helped me learn and grow personally and professionally. Now that I know better, I try to do better.
My ELI and LFI colleagues are just like you and me. They are small business owners, attorneys, government workers, nonprofit executive directors, and the list goes on. All sharing your desire to make a positive difference in your community.
Our programs help leaders develop skills that give them a competitive edge. Knowledgeable leaders are prepared to address the needs of the community professionally and through volunteerism. They understand that if anyone in our community struggles, it impacts all of us. If children fail at school, that impacts all of us. If a community is divided, that impacts who we are as a community, how we do business, and limits our potential for growth and achievement. Our alumni come from different sectors and diverse backgrounds. After completing our programs, They go on to advocate for meaningful leadership and community contribution. Our 1,600 alumni have established leading technology firms, built impactful nonprofits, and volunteered thousands of hours to better our region. If you're the kind of person who wants to impact change, we're here to support your journey. Leadership Fairfax, where Fairfax finds leaders.